There are a number of ways to retrieve data from or send data to another instance within your PerfectForms system. The get field from other instance behavior command is one of those ways, and as the name suggests, this will retrieve data from a single field in another instance of a form. This behavior command will take the data directly from the database, so it's not necessary for the other form instance to be open. It's also not necessary for the other form instance to be from the same form. What is necessary, however, is that the unique form instance ID of the other form does need to be known. This ID would normally need to be stored as a field on the form instance that the data is being returned to. In the behavior command, there are a few selections to be made. First of all, select the form that you would like to take an instance's data from. Click the refresh button and the input fields for that form will be loaded. Now you may select which field you want to take the data from. In this example, we will choose the workflow stage of that form instance. Now select the target field where you want the retrieved data to be stored. Having selected the form, the field from that form and the target for the data, it's now necessary to specify which single instance of that form to take the data from. Remember that it's necessary to know the ID of that form, and it would normally be stored in a field. There are a number of options available. If the instance ID is already known at the time of designing your form and will always be the same, then you can use the text or number option and enter the form instance ID into the corresponding box. Whilst perhaps not the most common option, you may, for example, have a single instance of a form that stores various common parameters such as exchange rates, pay rates or other dynamic data which is used in many different forms. Whilst that instance can be updated when needed, your other forms can simply grab the up-to-date data when needed. Another option, and probably more common with linked forms, is that the instance ID of the other form is stored in a field in the form. Use the value of a field option here and select the field where the ID is going to be stored. In the special options, and again most likely with linked forms, you may select the parent instance ID or the child instance ID. But do be careful with the child instance IDs, as there could be more than one. Any linked child instance can only have a single parent. The formula option is also available, but unlikely to be used very often, as any instance ID will normally be a single piece of data. Please be aware that the get field from other instance behavior will only return a single piece of data. If you are looking to return multiple pieces of data from another form instance, then do consider using forms connections.